What's going on, guys? Coach Carr here, bringing you another video. Now this one is in your notes, and it goes over page 11 and page 14, so I hope you enjoy. So the success criteria for this one is you will be successful when you can find the area of irregular shapes. So basically taking multiple shapes and figuring out the area of it. Okay, so the problem we're looking at is number 5 on page 11. It says a regular hexagon has a perimeter of 54 and a apothem of 9 times the square root of 3 over 2. What is the exact area of this polygon? So if we're dealing with an exact area, we know that we are going to keep it inside of a square root. We're not actually going to turn it into a decimal. So first thing, I saw that we have a hexagon. So for the hexagon, it's going to have 6 sides. Now, if it has a perimeter of 54, that means that all the sides added up together have to equal 54. So if all of them added together have to be equal 54, if I divide it by 6, I can figure out how much each portion is. So that means that each portion has a length of 9. So that's what I just labeled right there. Now, an apothem is a line that goes from the middle and touches one of the sides. So the apothem here is the 9 square root 3 over 2. So if I'm trying to find the area of a polygon, the area of a polygon has an equation of A equals, or the area equals A times P over 2. So the apothem is the A, P is the perimeter, all over 2. So we get to just use this formula as we see it, because we're already given all the information needed. So A is going to be 9 square root 3 all over 2 times the perimeter, which is 54. And that is also over 2. So the whole thing's over 2. That's this one. And the apothem was 9 times the square root of 3 over 2. That's why there is a 2 here and a 2 there. So what we want to do in the numerators, we multiply those together. So 54 times 9. I am not multiplying the 54 with the square root 3 because this is not inside of a square root. So 54 times 9 is 486. And then bring that square root 3 all over 4. So now we can do our division. 486 divided by 4 is 121. Don't forget the square root 3. And the area of this polygon would be 121 times square root 3 units squared. And we don't change that square root 3 because of the fact they said the exact area. Okay, so the next problem we're looking at is page 14, number 1. So it wants us to find the area of this irregular figure, show work, and be organized when we're doing it. So what we want to do with an irregular figure is try to make it look like stuff that we actually know how to find the area of. So the way I'm going to break it up is I'm just going to take this part here and make it into a full rectangle. So the way that it's set up now, because I drew this line, is I have a rectangle here, and a triangle there. So basically I'm going to find the area of 2 rectangles and add that with the 1 triangle. So if you don't remember the formulas, if I'm trying to find a rectangle, it's base times height. If I'm trying to find a triangle, it's base times height, but divided by 2. So that's the formulas we are going to use. So I'll label this one as my first one. So the first one I'm doing is I'm trying to find this rectangle. So rectangle 1. So on rectangle 1, we're going to use base times height, like we said earlier. Base would be 4.5, because 4.5 from here to here, it would have to be the same if it's a rectangle. So 4.5 times our height, which would be 6. And 4.5 times 6 is 27. So the area of this rectangle would be 27. So now if we look at the next rectangle, I'll call this one number 2. So rectangle 2 has a, you're going to have to use base times height, but the base would be 7.5. And the height, this here, would be 3. When I multiply them together, I get 22.5. So the area of this rectangle is 22.5. Now, the next one is the triangle. So, the triangle. Now remember that to find a triangle, you do base times height over 2. So the base, the place where you see this right angle, that tells us where to look. That would be 3. The height, so from the longest vertex down to the bottom, is 7.5. And it's all going to be divided by 2. So if I do this, I get 22.5 in the numerator divided by 2, and that gets me 11.25. So I have found the area of each shape. If I want the area of the full thing, what I would want to do is add all of them together. So add them together. So it would be 27 plus 22.5 plus 11.25. Now, when I add that together, I get 60.75 meters squared. That would be the area of the full thing. Now, again, like in one of my other videos, I don't think all of you are listening. So I was watching a Stone Cold documentary recently. So if in the middle of class you go, "Give me a hell yeah," I'll give you 5 points on one of your assignments. Thank you so much for watching. That's the end of this video. You want to make sure that you have exit slips 1 through 3 done for my class after you finish this video.